In the last video, we saw that typing "help me with testing" into Claude leads to 3 rounds of back and forth before you even get started. In this video, we fix that permanently. I'm going to show you the exact prompting framework I use every single day as a QA tester. By the end of this video, you'll know how to get precise, ready-to-use results from Claude on the very first try, every time. Before we get into the framework, let me make one thing clear. Claude is not magic. It's a mirror. It reflects back exactly the quality of information you give it. A vague prompt gets a vague answer. A precise prompt gets a precise, useful result. The tool is the same in both cases. The only difference is how you talk to it. This is the single most important skill in this entire series, and once you get it, everything else becomes easy. Every great QA prompt has 4 parts. First, role. Tell Claude who you are. I am a QA tester working on a web application. That one line changes everything. Claude shifts from giving generic answers to giving tester-specific ones. Second, context. Tell Claude what you're working on. What feature, what page, what user story. The more specific you are, the more targeted the output. Third, task. Tell Claude exactly what you need. Not help me with testing, but generate test cases covering positive, negative, and edge case scenarios. Be direct, be specific. Fourth, format. Tell Claude how you want the output. A table, Gherkin steps, a numbered list. Specifying the format means you get something you can use immediately. No reformatting needed. 4 elements: role, context, task, format. Let me build a prompt live using the 4 elements. I'll type each part separately so you can see exactly what I'm adding and why. First, role. I am a QA tester working on a web application. Now, context. I tell Claude exactly what I'm testing. The login form on ShopMate with an email and password field. Now, task. I tell Claude what I need. Test cases covering positive, negative, and edge cases. And finally, format. A table with 5 specific columns, including a type column so I can see at a glance which category each test falls into. Now watch what happens when I send this. Look at that. A complete structured test case table, exactly in the format I asked for, covering all 3 scenario types, color-coded by type. This is ready to use. I can copy this straight into Jira, paste it into my test management tool, or share it directly with my team. Notice the edge cases Claude included: the SQL injection test, the Unicode email, the 256-character password. These are exactly the kind of tricky inputs that find real bugs. And I didn't have to think of them. Claude did that for me. That's what a good prompt does. It gives Claude everything it needs to give you everything you need. Mistake number 1. Being too vague. Watch what happens when I type something like, "write test cases for a form," and hit send. Claude doesn't give me a generic answer. It's actually smart enough to know it can't help without more information. So instead, it starts asking me questions. What kind of form? What fields? What format do you want the output in? And here's the problem. This looks helpful, and it is, but now I'm stuck in a back-and-forth conversation before I've even started. In video 2, we saw this exact thing happen. 3 rounds of questions, and still no test cases. This isn't a Claude problem, it's a prompting problem. Claude is doing exactly what it should. It just doesn't have enough to work with. The fix is simple. Don't make Claude ask. Give it everything up front. Role, context, task, format. 1 message. Mistake number 2. Forgetting to ask for a format. This prompt is much better. I have role and context and task, but I didn't ask for a specific format. Watch what Claude does. It gives me a numbered list. That's fine. But if my team uses Gherkin, or if I need a table for my test management tool, I now have to reformat everything manually. Fix. Always add format as a table with columns X, Y, Z, or use Gherkin given when then format at the end. 1 extra line. Mistake number 3, and this is the biggest one: stopping after the first response. Most beginners get Claude's first answer and either use it as is or give up if it's not perfect. But Claude is built for conversation. Look what happens when I follow up. I ask for 5 more edge cases specifically for the email field. Claude immediately adds international email formats, Unicode characters, emails over 254 characters, things I wouldn't have thought to ask for the first time around. The first response is a starting point, not a finished product. Always follow up. Always dig deeper. That's how you get from good to great. Here's the full framework on one screen: role, context, task, format, and always iterate. Save this, screenshot it, paste it into your notes. This is the foundation of everything we do in this series from here on. Every video from Module 2 onwards uses this framework. Test cases, bug reports, exploratory testing, test data, all of it starts here. Get comfortable with these 4 elements and the rest becomes easy. Before video 4, here's your challenge. Open Claude AI, go to the ShopMate demo site, pick any form: login, register, checkout, contact, and write a prompt using all 4 elements: role, context, task, format. Then send a follow-up to refine the output. Drop your prompt in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'll tell you exactly how to improve it. This is the fastest way to learn. Do it, share it, get feedback. Video 4 is where we go hands-on with test case generation, taking everything you just learned and applying it to a real feature from scratch. Subscribe so you don't miss it.